This is Grow Omaha Uncut, where you can watch our radio show, including what goes on in the commercial breaks. And be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here at your service. Show's brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and D&M Roofing and Siding. This is the only program in the metro area that talks about business expansion, real estate, and construction. We're going to talk a lot about restaurants today, among other topics. But without any further ado, time to bring on my co-host, a man who is legendary in his real estate deal-making prowess, Trenton Magid.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Jeff.
Well, good morning to you.
I'm sorry I missed you last week.
Yeah, you were on vacation, weren't you?
We went to Washington, D.C.
Okay,
and,
I've heard of it.
It's been a long time, yeah, you might have heard of it. And it was lovely. The weather was perfect and very walkable city. When you get down there, stay at the Watergate Hotel, Kennedy Center next door, and saw Moulin Rouge. I believe it's coming to the Orpheum.
There is a sign for it on the Orpheum theater window. So if you get a chance to
go see the stage production, the Broadway production of Moulin Rouge, traveling, go see it. It was amazing. And great restaurants, and it's just easy when you go to all the monuments and everything else. Washington, D.C. is a fun city.
Yeah, glad you guys had a good time, and we missed you. Well, let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Physically and in person, they're at 114th and Davenport, but they will really pull out all the stops that they possibly can to make the mortgage, the borrowing experience as positive as possible for you. They've been working with home buyers for decades now, and they can work with a variety of different banks so they can match you up with the best option for you and your situation. A lot of people still buying houses this time of year.
Signs are up.
You look around, you do see a lot of those signs, and we'll talk about the Street of Dreams here in a moment, and that's going on this weekend. But the old conventional wisdom of, nobody buys a house in the fall, nobody buys a house in the holidays, that is hogwash because of this growing population we have and that lingering housing shortage we had for a while. A lot of people are just going year round now. When the house is available, they go. Or if you want to move, you go. You don't worry about it. And just call Eagle Mortgage. They'll take good care of you, eaglemortgagecompany.com. All right, Trenton, speaking of which, I mentioned Street of Dreams. Let's make that our first news item. Metro Omaha Builders Association puts this on most years. Always a lot of fun. I always enjoy going to it. I actually I've been to, I think, 6 of the 8 houses. But here's the thing this year. It started last week and then it continues on this weekend. The thing this year about it's very interesting. It's not all on one street. It's not a street of dreams. It's a tour of dreams, if you will.
Is it even a neighborhood?
No, they're in about 5 different neighborhoods. There's a brand new neighborhood out by 225th and Q. There's one there. There's a couple in Pravada, which is
a scavenger hunt of dreams,
so to speak. Yeah, but you could say that, but it's not like you get a prize for each one you go to.
I need 1 egg. There's flour.
Thank you. Couple in Pravada, 204th and Center. Couple in Flatwater, that very cool lake community in Valley. There's one in Linden Estates, and then a couple randos here and there. But check that out. If you're interested in going, you can go to MOBA, MOBA.com. That stands for Metro Omaha Builders Association. Buy the tickets there. It goes today and tomorrow.
You had to pay for it?
And then it's done. Hey, things don't come cheap. Now, let's go into our rest of our news. That kind of sounded a bit like a promo. Don't mean it to. I just think people who listen to the show might enjoy seeing that program. But first thing on the docket, we have preliminary construction work has started on the future streetcar system that will run from downtown to midtown. Now, it's not much. Don't get excited. Crews are drilling holes, about 600 of them, over the 3-mile route. And the purpose of it is to see exactly what is underneath the concrete. You got to know what's under there before you put a streetcar on top of it. And some people might say, well, hey, don't we have plans? We do. But after 150 years of human civilization on that Farnham Street route, some things get a little bit mixed up, and we have to know what's there for sure. Streetcar is scheduled to open in late 2026 or early 27.
We'll take it.
And construction has started on an industrial flex building at 602 North 210th Street. If you're wondering exactly where that is, you can picture the Union Bank and Trust Sports Complex a little bit north of West Dodge Road. Got a nice building going in there.
That's really filling in up there.
I have noticed that when I drive through that area. Another industrial building, this one is in Sarpy County, Mid-States Utility and Kaiser Refrigeration, building a 50,000 square foot facility just north of the massive Amazon Regional Distribution Center Papillion. Exact address is 14289 Prairie Corners Road.
Hot area.
It is indeed. Okay, so Tesla is building a service center in Council Bluffs. This one is located at 2421 Mid-America Drive. Basically, that's right kind of north of Bass Pro Shops, northwest of the Mid-America Center. And there already is a smaller Tesla service center further east on Interstate 80 by Madison Avenue, yeah. And this will replace that, be quite a bit larger. And it has gone vertical. The walls are going up.
And I think the Opus is building those two huge industrial buildings that you can see. They're kind of with blue lines and gray.
They might be about done.
Yeah, and I've heard they're almost full.
Oh, really? Already occupied, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense. I think, there's room for a lot more industrial growth through Council Bluffs, because you got to remember that's two interstates right there. And so it makes a lot of sense. And there's room for a lot more industrial warehouses on that stretch.
Well, I want to welcome a new business to Council Bluffs. We just closed this week. Sam Estivo and I in our office represented Ring Transfer Inc., a 100-year-old company, shut down their business, but they sold their business to Home City Ice Company. And Home City already distributes to Kroger stores, which is Baker's, and it's a new contender in the ice. 7 or 8 pound bags and 20-pound bags, the retail ice business. And so, welcome Home City Ice to Council Bluffs. It was a transfer building that they'll make more into a ice production and distribution business. I
wouldn't be surprised if you see a big uptick in the next few years of construction in Council Bluffs now that the freeway system is all but done. There's still, at the I-480, I-29 interchange just east of downtown Omaha, there's still one ramp, the one that goes from southbound I-29 to westbound 480 into downtown. That's getting really close, but still not quite open. Once that's done, it's pretty much done, except for they're still widening a very small stretch just beyond Madison Avenue and I-80 as you're heading further into Iowa, eastbound I-80. So it's pretty much done. And the capacity that system has, should handle 20 or 30 years of growth easily. So you could see quite a bit. And, if you go to the 1,000-acre Google data center campus just on the south side of Council Bluffs, massive expansion underway there. And then construction has started on a beef processing and packing plant near that area as well. So a lot of industrial activity.
I wonder if the expansion of data centers is related to Taylor Swift concerts.
How so? Because everyone...
All the pictures that people, adults and kids alike, and all these concerts and everything. Think about how many millions of pictures every day are duplicates, and that people just, they're going to be stored forever and never looked at again. But I don't know how you solve that issue. And we can only hope that the blade servers or whatever they use for storage get smaller.
They're going to, like you say, with all the photos that everyone's taking. And so you think Taylor Swift in particular, because she's so her fans are so rabidly
passionate. I just think when
you
fill a stadium and you have 80,000 people.
I don't get that, by the way.
Each taking 150 pictures, I can see where that kind of fill some storage.
Can I make a confession? I get bored at concerts.
You don't even like Tay-Tay.
What's that?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, no, not really. But
Queen Bee,
I don't have
Beyonce.
anything. I don't have anything against her. But I get bored at concerts. They're like 3 hours long. I think we need concerts. We need a 35 to 40 minute version of a concert for people like me. They just perform like the 3 or 4 songs they have that I actually like, and then I can go get a cocktail or something. But that's sitting around there for hours and hours and hours, or standing as it is.
They should have like adult daycare at concerts where like kids and spouses go, and if you're the spouse that doesn't want to go to the concert,
the trailing spouse.
Yeah, they have like a fun center or something else to entertain you, a bar.
I'm not going to lie to you. When it comes to concerts, I typically am the trailing spouse, but I love her, so I go to concerts. Hey, cool project on the kind of north central part of town, with the help of a $1.1 million Congressional Community Project funding grant. Habitat for Humanity of Omaha, along with the City of Omaha, are revitalizing and expanding Myatt Park in North Omaha. Groundbreaking was yesterday, but this is really cool because this 5-acre park was part of the notorious Wintergreen Apartments, which were torn down at 52nd and Sorensen Parkway. Habitat is turning this into a really cool, affordable neighborhood called Blue Stem, and Blue Stem Prairie, to be exact. And this park in there is going to be a real nice addition. That's a success story underway.
That's a long time coming. You and I had Wintergreen Apartments under listed.
Remember those days?
It was a mess, yeah.
Yeah, that was not an easy listing.
Yeah, it was we needed the business.
We were young. We needed the money. Creighton University has opened its $75 million C.L. and Rachel Werner Center for Health Sciences Education. If you have driven by Highway 75, which is the North Freeway, and Cummings Street at all in the last couple of years, you've seen the construction. Big building, 5 stories, really prominent there on the corner. But that is the location for Creighton University School of Medicine and several other health sciences programs.
It looks great.
Yeah, nice addition to the campus. That campus is going crazy, and they have plans for a lot more. Creighton is being very positively aggressive in the way they are raising their profile and building their university. I was in Midway Airport last week, and there's this massive display for it says Creighton University Heider School of Business, and it is big blue, like permanent looking display with a massive video screen with a looping video and all that sort of thing. It's pretty impressive.
We need Omaha Convention and Visitors, and we need those kind of displays for Omaha.
Amen. That's a good idea. And that is your news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. We're going to take our first break of the hour, and when we come on, we're going to bring on our restaurant expert, Rich Barmettler. He's been on the show from time to time and kind of gives us an update of what's going on in the restaurant world. You're going to enjoy hearing some of this, so stay with us. You are listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with D&M Roofing and Siding on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Continuing on Who
And it's
Is
Barmettler
Tonight.
Consulting Group is the company?
It's Barmettler Consulting Group.
Okay, Barmettler Consulting.
So I'm plugged in there. Should I be plugged in over here?
Does it work?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, you don't need to be on. You don't have to use those. We don't
Unless
have
you
calls.
like to hear the music.
We don't have any calls coming in, so you don't have to even use those. But
Okay.
you can
Unless
use
you like I like to just hear how my voice
I do
sounds.
too.
Yeah.
So should I just try plugging it in over here?
Try it. Yeah. I see. I like it because then if my voice trails off microphone, I can hear it and
Yep,
go right back.
exactly.
Yeah. Let's see how.
Check.
Can you hear it now?
What restaurants have you checked out lately?
Oh, you wouldn't because it's not on. The microphones aren't live right now. So how are we gonna? Because normally we do restaurants that have opened recently. Have we started? Or do you want to just start with the list? How do we? How do you want that
Well,
goes?
it's your show. You tell me how you want to.
You're the guest. What are you
roll it.
comfortable saying?
Well, I could do.
Oh, you two.
the super quick.
You guys want to?
Probably a super quick blurb on my company.
Okay.
Right. Maybe you ask a question and it's like a 20-second little
Sure.
spiel. And maybe to kind of warm it up, I could go through the places that I'm working on opening,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yep.
Now I have a lot of content here, but I'll keep it short.
Uh-huh.
And then we can move into the other places that are coming in.
Okay.
And certainly anything in there that you want to talk about.
Melting Pot is looking for locations.
Yeah.
I love it when companies say, "Oh, we're looking for locations." Or,
They desperately wanted to be. We'll save that for the lightning round. But they desperately wanted to be interviewed on the show.
Really?
Oh my God, they've been pestering the shit out of me. Trying.
Who is this?
Melting Pot.
Remember it was
the
at
PR person for the Melting
It
Pot.
was at
Yeah.
Village Point.
Yeah.
Where was it? It was right on the back. on the south.
Yeah,
It's
where
on the south side, I think.
Bravo or Brio, whatever
Yeah.
it's called is. Yeah.
It's like Red Robin was here and left. And
Melting Pot was a place that was fun to go to once every 2 years. You know, with a group of people, and you do the whole rigmarole, and then I would always have a stomach ache afterwards.
And they're trying to come back
No
into the
offense
market
to
now?
Yeah, they're trying to come back. Yeah.
Oh.
They're looking for a franchisee. They've sent out. It was a place.
so is
that-
Kilwins, though.
It was fun to go to with a group of people once in a while, but it was so frickin' heavy.
Yeah.
You always just felt way.
Wasn't that the
down.
fondue place?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kilwins Ice Cream, I think, has been paying rent for 5 years or something right next to Gather downtown in the market. Yeah,
Really?
there's a sign like franchise. You know, they're looking for a
Are they paying
franchisee.
rent there?
I'm sure they are.
I just figured it was like they were having a hard time leasing the space, and they kind of did
Favor.
an agreement with each other, the landlord and Killins.
I was told there. This is a while ago, but
Killins is a good product, though. I mean, I've had it. I had it in Missouri once. It was, for a chain, it's pretty good ice cream product.
I mean, if you look at some of the franchisees and the people that take risks and expand, there's one sandwich chain that wants to grow rapidly that's already in Omaha that I think is less than Subway, that I won't talk about because we're being recorded.
What's it start with?
Um,
What's it rhyme with?
Here we go.
yeah.
People listening to Uncut are like, there's no fair, there's no whispering allowed on Uncut.
I mean, if I had the dollars, I wouldn't do it. So I'd turn it into.
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals at your service, sitting next to Trenton Magid of NAI NP Dodge. Are brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and D&M Roofing and Siding. Dingman's is where you want to go if you need to get your car fixed. Fender benders, crashes. They even do mechanical work as well for metro area locations. So as you know, we talk a lot about restaurant and retail business. Retail because it's fun. Restaurant because Trenton and I would candidly admit to undiagnosed food addictions. And we have an expert with us to talk to us about restaurants. We have with us our good friend Rich Barmettler from Barmettler Consulting Group. Rich, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you back and talking about our favorite subject, places to go eat. And first of all, for those who haven't heard you before, give us the 30,000-foot view of what your company does for restaurant clients.
Yes, it's called Barmettler Consulting Group. It's a locally based, independent consulting company, and we work with two different branches. One is creating new concepts in the area, everything from the front door to the back door to the menus and everything that's needed to actually launch a concept. And then we also work with business advising. So we work with existing businesses, and typically it's ones that are performing well or moderate right now and just need some improvement, whatever that means. That could mean systems, processes, sales growth, marketing, anything in between.
Menu makeover.
Sure, right. The whole 9 yards.
That could be a TV show, ABC Menu Makeover. Rich, let's go through some of the restaurant clients you have right now and maybe kind of tell us what's unique about them. I think our listeners will enjoy hearing this.
Sure, yes. And I talked about these last time. They're kind of a work in progress. But we have Destiny Cafe, and the gal that's leading that charge is Joan Allen. She is the founder of it, and it's an actual going to be a restaurant that hires, trains, and employs developmental and intellectually disabled adults or adults with those disabilities.
And where will this be?
We are looking for a location right now. We have a couple on the radar, and we would be looking at most likely an early 2024 opening. And we have partnered in a way with the ICA, the Institute of the Culinary Arts at Metro. Awesome. And Brian O'Malley has welcomed us with open arms, and Sarah Rogers and Chef Michael Combs have taken the lead on that. And we actually start student training in October. October 9th starts that. We had our first meet and greet with the parents and the students just recently, this week. And they'll be going in there. They'll have 6 weeks of training, 3 hours each week, and they'll have the fundamental skills of learning how to do the culinary procedures and so forth. And once they graduate from there, as we get our place opened or a location identified and built out and squared away, they'll come in and they'll do additional training, and then we'll open. And it's great to say that the first class is already full, and they have signups going for the second session of classes.
Very cool. What about Rooted Table Cafe, Rich?
Yes, this is a plant-based vegan and vegetarian restaurant owned and operated by the Gunsels. That is Cindy and CJ Gunsel. It's going into the Countryside Village area, right behind where LaCourtier Bakery was. And it was a violin shop.
So to the north of where LaCourtier was?
Correct.
Okay.
And it was a violin shop, and way back in the day, I believe it was the Skelly's repair shop, auto repair shop.
Wow.
And anyway, so what's pretty cool about this is that the space to the south of them, which was LaCourtier Bakery, which is now moved down to 90th, they've actually taken it over, and they're putting in a test kitchen there. And so we're working on R&D for the recipes and so forth, opening it to the public in kind of a small scale. And that's actually opening as we speak.
So
And
wait a minute. So that'll be the same owners as Rooted Table?
Same owners, but it's a temporary space. While the main space, which is to the north of that, which has 2 floors, that is being worked on. That the construction's being built out right now.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to take a little while yet. So in the meantime, we're doing a temporary space.
So when the permanent space is done, then they'll vacate the LaCourtier space?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool concept. We're able to really get our teeth cut on that, and the owners really start to get more comfortable with how to open up a restaurant, and it's kind of like a little incubator is what it is.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
Speaking of Countryside, we all heard over the last several months that Starbucks was going to be Saddle Creek Breakfast Club.
Yes, they've actually been in that space for quite a while, but I haven't seen any construction going on. And
That's a great product.
It is, and they're wildly popular. But we haven't seen any activity, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Countryside Village has their own construction team, if you will, and they finished off Moots, as you may know. Moots
Pizza.
opened recently, and now they're working on Rooted Table Cafe on their main space. And we're looking for a winter 2023 into 2024 opening. And I don't know if they're waiting to start with the Saddle Creek Breakfast Club for that, after we're done. But we'll see.
So, funny story about vegan and vegetarian restaurants. Jeff and I were honored to speak at Wicker, which is Women in Commercial Real Estate, and Crew. Commercial Real Estate Women, excuse me. And when we made the speaking engagement with Amy Zetzman of All Makes, who's big in that organization, I sent her a text saying that Jeff is vegan, just as a joke, right?
And I'm not.
And so I get there before Jeff, and it's like Jeff has a special name tag that says vegan on it, and they had a meal prepared for me.
I refused it. It was too healthy.
It was so funny, though. So I thought I'd share that. But go ahead.
Well, one thing for sure,
Thank you for inserting that in the interview, Trent. Okay, go ahead, Rich.
At the Rooted Table Cafe, we've done a lot of sampling of the food, and I have to say it is fantastic. I am not vegan, as just look at me, but my, oh my, is it great food. So, and they're going to do juicing, smoothie bowls, salads, sandwiches, bites, energy, so forth, energy shots.
Sounds like a cleanse for me.
Well, it's impressive. It's impressive food, and a shout out to the owners there that have they've been in this mission for decades, working towards this, and we finally got connected, and here we are. Let's see. Moving on to Hey Jay's Cafe. That's Hey Jay's Cafe. That is
Hay, then another word, JAY''S.
correct. And they do have a little drive-through coffee spot on 14th and Saddle Creek Road. But this is going to be a full-scale breakfast, lunch, and drive-through restaurant going off of 156 in Reynolds, which is right by 156 in State Street. And if you know the Bennington area at all, it's severely lacking in any kind of restaurant presence until you get up on Maple Street, which is a little ways away. So this will be going in. We're anticipating roughly a May 2024 opening. It'll have a full menu, full American-style breakfast menu, if you will. specializing in their coffee also. But I think the key here is that it's going to have a drive-through and it's going to have a huge wrap to it. The wrap meaning the number of cars that can actually stack. So we're diligently working on that menu to be able to make sure we're able to do that. We'll call it in an expeditious fashion, the drive-through to get the people in and out. Anyway, and that's Dina and Josh Hannum, and they're also they're doing some development down in the Saddle Creek area itself. So that may be a topic for another time.
Well, guys, we're going to take our middle of the show break, and when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with restaurant consultant Rich Barmettler, and a lot more restaurant talk to come. So stay with us. You're listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and D&M Roofing and Siding on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
It's amazing.
So we'll hit.
How many?
Sorry,
go, no, you go.
So we'll hit Ashland, and then we'll go into all this.
Yeah, let's go into what you want to go into in that area. Pick a few of them out that you want to touch on.
The big thing is if we get to the trends, great. But the main thing I want to hit are this list of other.
Okay.
I think we covered everything with Rich. I think we should do something else.
Let's talk about skyscrapers.
So what I would say we don't need to really cover Twin Peaks. That's nothing big. Happy Buddha is kind of small.
He's the representative for them.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, but don't. I'm waiting.
Well, meaning I don't have any information.
Yeah, I know.
You want to talk about it?
We don't need to talk about it, actually.
Noli's. That's kind of cool. They're going in across from Jimmy D's. Hill Varsity. I don't think that's any big.
Noli's Pizza?
We've talked
Noli's
about.
is also at 100. Is over at Regency Landing.
So Noli's is open in Exarban, or going there.
Yeah,
I didn't know
in
that.
the old Blue Planet Natural Grill that I created decades ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hill Varsity. We've already talked about that on the show.
So I'm bringing up. I wanted to bring up like Chicken and Pickle and Smash Park because the Ashland Brewing Company is going to do the pickleball also.
Oh, okay.
And maybe just talk about how popular that
That's
is.
genius. Someone's gonna have pickleball.
What?
Are you being serious?
Are we, in all honesty, at all concerned that the pickleball thing will fade out right as some of these restaurants are building? I mean, seriously.
Well, I think what you
That's a real concern.
Chicken and Pickle and Smash Park, they should have like a orthopedic office right next door.
Yes, I'm hearing about all these.
Oh yeah, and
injuries.
plus with these like 65-year-olds are playing with 25-year-olds, and they don't move as well. And supposedly even if you play tennis, you have short stops and starts.
Right, and twists.
All I know is we have in our.
That's not a bad idea.
In our church, we've got the regular church thing. Then we've got this big multi-purpose room where the bigger service is held. But then you can clean everything out. And it's also like a gymnasium, and we have it rented for next May. Our kids' graduation party is going to be there. At any rate, pickleball has saturated when that after church gets turned into 2 pickleball courts.
Yeah.
No offense to any fellow congregants, but it's like
Holy pickleball!
pretty amateur.
Does the pickleball ball have holes in it like a wiffle ball?
They have them. I believe they have holes in them, but they're different sizes of holes where they're playing inside or outside.
Really?
Yeah, and a little different
Is the
weight
wind or
between
something?
inside and outside. Yeah, because of the
Wind
wind.
resistance or whatever.
But I have been noticing it being played everywhere now. But
Yeah.
that's my concern. Is it like frozen yogurt in Omaha?
Yeah.
That when it came, everybody jumped in.
Or car washes.
And car washes. And then before too long, they go away. Or the pizza. Some of the pizza little
Yeah.
places that everybody
think
jumped in and then jumped
Yeah.
out.
I think blood oranges would be a lot more popular if they didn't call them blood oranges, and I think cornhole would be a lot more popular if they didn't call it cornhole.
They should call it like a bag toss or
Yeah.
bean bags or something like
Yeah,
that. Cornhole is a questionable name.
So what's nice about
that
it
was Jeff's college nickname in the Prairie is cornhole.
Trenton is what we call a historical revisionist.
That's good. So this Ashland Brewing Company, though, we designed it where the pickleball courts can be converted over to anything, right? So that was one of the main purposes of what I was envisioning is let's ride the tide, and when that tide goes away, if it goes away, then we're going to be able to convert it over to other
Frozen
games.
yogurt?
Mm-hmm. No, but actually, they call it iceless curling. Have you seen that?
Oh,
Really?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of
it's
it.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
But whatever fad is coming, we're there.
you can convert.
Remember when
it.
AD Tactical was going to do a snowless? They're going to do ice skating rink with like synthetic
Yeah,
ice.
yeah.
How'd that work out?
They didn't do it.
That's
And remember,
that's a
do you
little
remember in
too
Council
weird.
Bluffs, the wedge? They were gonna do like a snow hill, like a year round.
skiing? Yeah.
No, it was outdoor skiing, but it was
Oh, I thought it was
indoors
gonna be
motocross or something.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like an indoor ski thing, like a miniature version of that thing in like Dubai or Saudi Arabia or something.
Saudi Arabia was doing a great international campaign for like likability. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And then the Capital Cigar Bar, the owner of the Capital Cigar Bar in Lincoln is partnering with Charlie. Again, you probably
Yeah,
already
I know
know all
Charlie.
This
this.
is Tony Goins, right? The former state.
Yeah,
Isn't he Tony, the
yeah.
former state.
But I don't know what the
development
name
director?
of that the bar is. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
it
going to be
might
Capital
not
Cigar
be
Bar
called
also.
Capital.
But we do know that those two are coming together. The building's already being built.
Yeah, it's right next to the Gunderson Jewelers.
Yeah.
They're doing it out at Heartwood Preserve.
Right by Mahogany and the new Mahogany.
So
in
I
Charleston.
got talking with Charlie. It's a membership. Do you know anything about the cigar bar?
I know Charlie, but
I know a little
we
bit
know
about
that it's
stuff.
going there.
We've mentioned.
Isn't it one story of a 2-story building?
I think it's going to be upstairs to have an outdoor
Right,
patio.
outdoor
That's part of
patio,
it.
but
a
it's going
club?
to have a cigar bar and a cocktail lounge
Yeah.
in the same building.
And aren't
Genius.
Aren't they shooting to get?
No, not in the same space.
But
I
aren't
mean,
they shooting to get like an upscale restaurant on the lower level or something?
Yes, yeah, and that's where Charlie comes into,
Oh, okay.
and then
You could
it's a
operate.
membership only on the cigar bar side.
Uh-huh.
But they're gonna, you're familiar with Victory Lane?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to be like catering to people
To that
like
crowd,
Yes.
yeah.
Which I was just there last weekend.
I was there with
for a party.
Charlie.
a
Ian.
desirable crowd.
A
Yeah.
long time ago.
Square dance a lot. And welcome back to the show, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and D&M Roofing and Siding, the premier roofing and siding company in eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. It's time for your commercial real estate development spotlight of the week, brought to you by Noddle Companies. We know Noddle Companies is a premier real estate developer here in Omaha. They have Exarban Village, Rivers Edge and Council Bluffs, Village Point West Medical Center, Steel Ridge in Papillion Gretna. They also have the Builders District in North Downtown and many other buildings and projects they've done over the years. And Noddle Companies has informed us that we have a new men's clothing store. It's spelled A plus priori, but I don't know if you just call it A priori or A plus prioria.
Yeah, that's
priori.
part of the mystique.
So let's just say the letter A, a plus symbol, Priori. I don't want to have anyone get this mixed up.
Just say that into your iPhone.
It is a men's clothing store. It's supposed to be very cool. Apparel, footwear, home goods, coming soon. The sign has been installed. It's at 1917 South 67th Street. If you can picture the HDR headquarters building right on the ground floor facing west.
And it replaced.
Another retailer.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what else was exactly there, but it's kind of right there in line. You also have Rub.
Might have been Greenbelly.
No, Rub replaced Greenbelly.
Oh, that's
And Rub, I'm not sure has opened yet. I think it's
That's
getting close.
rotisserie chicken. That'll be good.
Yeah, and all sorts of good things coming to Exarban Village, and that is your Noddle Company's commercial real estate development spotlight of the week. We have Rich Barmettler with us. He is a well-known restaurant consultant. And Rich, we wanted to, first of all, talk about a project you have in Ashland and then maybe some new concepts that are coming to the market.
Yes. So Ashland Brewing Company is going to happen. It is going at the southeast corner of Highway 66 and 6, right outside the downtown of Ashland. And it's a 5.3 acre development that the Urias are doing. That's Uryazz. They're prepsters, Trenton. And they bought all 5.3 acres, and they're going to have 2 acres of it with the anchor Ashland Brewing Company, and then have a couple of other tenants on there in the future. Anyway, so they've already gotten through their TIF financing. They've gotten through the design stage of things, and they are looking to start construction next month. And we're going to be looking for a opening of the first quarter of 2025. And it is a large-scale brewery system with seating inside, outside, the rooftop deck, inside and outside, meeting room that actually looks over the brewery, 12 cornhole games, and 4 pickleball courts there too. And during the summer, they'll be able to convert it over for some live music, and it's a big outdoor entertainment area.
So why has Omaha become this mecca? I know other places do it as well, but Omaha seems to have a plethora of distilleries and beer brewing companies. It seems like it started with Lucky Bucket, and it just go on from there with Zipline and Cross Strain, and these are expensive facilities to put in.
Well, they are, and I look at it this way: is that the craft brewing world has always been popular. It's just becoming more known in the Omaha area. And if you kind of think of it about like apartments, there's apartments always building, and it's like, where are these people coming from to fill these apartments? And it's the same way with breweries: is where are these people all coming from? They've always been there; they just haven't had the opportunity necessarily to enjoy it. And what you're seeing are a lot of smaller breweries coming in that are more neighborhood breweries.
I love all those craft breweries. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that stuff.
They're a 3-barrel, maybe a 5-barrel system, which is a smaller setup. And then you have like the Jukes of the world that I was involved with. That's a 10-barrel system, so that produces quite a lot more beer.
So, Rich, I want to talk a little bit about a cigar bar that looks to be coming to the Heartwood Preserve area.
Yes. It sounds like you guys are pretty well aware of what's going on there, too. But I had a conversation with Charlie Yin not too long ago, and he's actually partners in that. And he'll be working. He's the food and beverage element of it, if you will.
Right. Local and Hero 88.
Right.
He's been a lot of his family's been in the restaurant business for a long time.
Right. And Milton, his
great operator.
Uncle. Yep. And so they're going to be bringing that to the Heartwood Preserve area, and you had mentioned the gentleman that's from the Capital Cigar Bar in Lincoln. That's going to be his partner.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's Tony Goins, the former economic development director for the state.
Right. So that's in construction right now, and it's going to be a membership-based on the cigar bar side. It's going to be membership-based, and think of really a higher-end clientele in general. And they're going to have a lot of very nice amenities and trips and so forth like that. Charlie was talking about it. My mouth was just wide open, excited.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Yeah.
He was involved with Barnado as well, too, but next to Bentley.
Okay, yeah.
And then, Rich, out at 120th and Maple, the city is making a massive investment in Tranquility Park, and then there's a bunch of mixed-use development plans as well. And we had been hearing that there could be a unique restaurant entertainment business coming to that area as well, and you're kind of hearing the same rumblings.
Right. I'm hearing that Chicken and Pickle is slotted for that area. We're not sure of a time frame as far as that is concerned, but you may know, you may have heard of Chicken and Pickle. They're very popular down in the Kansas City area. They've developed out into other markets, and it's there again, pickleball. Pickleball's very popular right now.
Smash Park, family entertainment.
Yeah, same vein right there. You bet. And they have all types of games and foods and so forth like that. They specialize in some craft beer, craft cocktails, and whatnot. And I got to visit the one down in Kansas City when we were doing some R&D for the Ashland Brewing Company, and very amazed. It was so cool. And they have a heck of an operation. So that apparently is supposed to be coming to that area.
Just think about drink prices from when you started in the food and beverage industry, and you couldn't get 25-year-olds out except for $1.50 long necks, and now they're spending $14, $15 for craft cocktails.
Well, or you go way back to Louis, the Louis bar, where you had a shot and a beer for 65 cents.
That's going back.
And you're sitting on saddle seats back then.
That's great. We're talking with Rich Barmettler, owner of Barmettler Consulting Group. They work with restaurant clients, and Rich, looks like we might have a familiar name close to Jimmy D's in the Exarban area.
Yes, we've been hearing that Noli's is going to go in there, and they're going to take over the sorry, I can't tell you what the location was, just this most previous one, but originally it's the location that was Blue Planet Natural Grill, if you remember that spot.
Jimmy D's?
It's right across from Jimmy D's. It's directly to the west of Jimmy D's. Like their patio, Jimmy D's patio looks at this space.
Oh, I know.
So Noli's is over at Regency Landing next to the pickleball place too.
And Gretna, and of course the original and Blackstone. They've really
they've really
spread out.
expanded, right?
It's a good product though.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about. First of all, you also wanted to mention a place in Bellevue, Happy Buddha.
Right. Happy Buddha is going into the Frank's Pizzeria in the Bellevue area. And one other one to note is Zipline Brewery, which you've heard that around, I'm sure.
Uh-huh.
They're going into the Shillingbridge Cork and Tap House in Fallbrook, Lincoln. And Shillingbridge is they're in Pawnee City, is their main winery and brewery. They were the first winery and brewery in Nebraska. And actually, I was involved with them way back when, working on their second location design.
That's pretty cool stuff. Well, Rich, we always appreciate you bringing us up to speed with what's happening in the restaurant world, and a lot to look forward to. If you're a food aficionado and a drink aficionado, it looks like there's a lot of things coming down the pike. We didn't mention Smash Park, which is very similar to Chicken and Pickle. Smash Park is right next to Cabela's and Embassy Suites in La Vista, and we're thinking probably next summer for that. But we covered a lot of restaurant ideas, openings, and planned projects. So, Rich, thanks for joining us, and continued success to you and bringing us new and improved restaurant concepts.
Well, thank you for having me.
Rich Barmettler of Barmettler Consulting Group. When we come back, we're going to bring on the lightning round, and there's a lot of stuff on that list, including even a few other restaurant items that we didn't get to with Rich, and other businesses and retailers as well. You're listening to Jeff and Trenton on Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, along with D&M Roofing and Siding, and we'll be back after this on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
So you can hear me doing this?
No, you were tapping.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you were tapping.
Oh, that's the drummer in me. I always
But you listen to it, and that didn't distract you or anything.
like my hands, and it made me
When I
laugh
touch
at
it,
first.
like-
It's like, oh my god, that was.
He does
I didn't realize I was tapping.
I do that to every
I thought I
guy.
was just rubbing my leg, but I was tapping.
Oh yeah, you were tapping.
Sorry.
So when he grabbed your knee, that's like one of his oldest shticks. I mean, we've been doing this radio show for 20 years. And I think that goes back about 19 years.
The only thing I can get him on is when I take off my shirt.
Which has fortunately only happened once, and that was pre-camera into the studio. All the people on Uncut are like, let's see it.
So, could you guys hear that tapping?
Oh yeah.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't
either.
notice it
Yeah.
over here.
Okay.
Wait until you listen.
Sorry.
Watch the video, or the.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't up here then.
So you're a drummer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a long time.
Velvet Crush. Yeah, we just played the Plattsmouth Cruising on Main Street. They had like 1,000 cars out there. Have you been to that before? The Plattsmouth?
I've been to downtown Plattsmouth.
Well, that whole downtown, it's 5 or 6 blocks long.
It's cool.
And
What do they
side
do with the
streets
old Val-
full of cars.
Yeah.
What they do with the old bowling alley?
Oh, the old Hollywood Diner and
Yeah.
Bowling Alley. I don't know what it is.
Were you
now.
working for him back then?
I created that. I launched it. Yeah, well, with Larry, right? But the diner was my side, and then I created a party room
He got a
and,
fortune for his
and
business
bar and
in
stuff.
his house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's.
Remember when he was
that
a
guy's an
poster child?
entrepreneur, man.
No, he did great with Hollywood Diner and the whole operation and his
Yeah.
house downtown. I'm happy for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's converted his.
We're live.
He still has a lot of that clay.
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beal sitting next to Trenton Magid, and we are brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center and D&M Roofing and Siding. It's time for your Turner Construction Lightning Round. The Lightning Round is when we talk about a lot of things in a little bit of time. Get it quick like lightning. Thank you to Turner for making this possible. Turner Construction is making a big difference here in Omaha. Lots of projects, big ones, medium ones, little ones. Tell you what, if you are a person that wants to work in the trades, work in construction, Turner is the company you want to keep in mind because they treat people like gold. And then the nice thing for all of you who hire construction contractors to do projects for you, you know when you go with Turner that you have a very highly qualified, motivated, and positive workforce that's doing your project. I can't say enough about what Turner has done in the community as a community servant, if you will, and I can't say enough about the high quality projects they do. Turner Construction, sponsor of the Lightning Round. All right, let's get right to it. The Melting Pot plans to triumphantly re-enter the Omaha market. We've received a few press releases from them this week. They're actively looking for a local franchisee. Now, you may remember the Melting Pot was in business for several years at Village Point. It's a fondue restaurant chain. And they're looking actually at Village Point, according to the press release. Village Point, Regency, and kind of the Midtown area are being targeted for a new location. It's based in Tampa, Florida. They have 97 locations, and according to the press release last year, 78% of its stores achieved record sales.
That's interesting.
Your microphone's not on. Go ahead.
That's interesting.
That was interesting. And now mine was off. Okay, that is very interesting. Phil's Deli is reopening.
Yes,
in October. Yeah, I went down to actually have lunch there last spring, I think it was, and there was a sign on the door saying temporarily closed. It was closed for many, many months. Well, yesterday they were doing some light renovation in there. They're going to be opening in October. They'll still have a lot of deli classics and things like that, but they're going to add all sorts of Italian cuisine and a few other type of entrees. Phil's Deli is right along Howard Street, closer to 10th.
Wasn't that the Ahmad's?
Is that Ahmad's space?
Ahmad's moved, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know Ahmad's moved. But it's good to have Phil's coming back because everyone raved about how good it was. Cafe Ohana opens today, at least as a pop-up coffee shop. It might be permanent. It's a Hawaiian-style coffee shop at 1901 Leavenworth Street. This is the same building where Shucks is located, but it's on the east side where there's a bar. And I'm not sure if they're replacing the bar or they're popping up in addition to the bar. It'll be open 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., so I guess the hours wouldn't conflict.
Speaking of Hawaiian,
that's kind of cool.
Speaking of Hawaiian, you're going to talk about one that's under construction out west.
Sure.
But there's also Mo Betta's. That's another Hawaiian-type cuisine that's looking for locations in Omaha.
Is that a chain?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they claim that the Mo Betta, but also Hawaiian Brothers, our friend Dean Hodges and partners, are under construction out at I-80 and Highway 370, kind of by Walmart.
Yeah, right next to a tidal wave car wash and a Holiday Inn Express hotel. And this opening is planned for mid-January. They have started construction. It is starting to go vertical. And they plan, in addition to that one, 4 more metro area, or at least 3 more metro area locations, plus a couple others throughout Nebraska and western Iowa, in addition to the metro location. I imagine they'll probably put one in Lincoln and maybe Council Bluffs or something like that. Runza has opened a new location just southwest of 204th and Q Street. Now, B&G Tasty Foods, Trenton, we did a live remote there, Nebraska Crossing, a couple months ago when they opened their store at Nebraska Crossing. This was when they brought back the old B&Gs that had been at 78th and Dodge and Beverly Hills Plaza. Good news, they've now added a bar to the B&Gs, and I'm told that if you order the Bloody Mary, you know how sometimes Bloody Mary will have a little food item stuck in the top of it?
On the top of it or something.
This one, a cheese Frenchie.
Sounds good to me.
I would take it. Okay, you can satisfy more than one craving in one 114th and Dodge area building. Southeast corner, 114th and Dodge. There is a building there that Starbucks had occupied the north and FedEx office had occupied the south. Well,
Same entrance.
Starbucks is being renovated and the FedEx will be like a smoking shop.
Yeah.
So there you go, coffee and tobacco. The music's playing, which means we are out of here. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Maggot.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, brought to you by Dingman's Collision Center, D&M Roofing and Siding, and Turner Construction. Back next week at 9 o'clock, right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB. We didn't get to mention D1 training,
That's all right.
the UPS store.
You can show me Uncut.
What's that?
That you can mention it in
Oh, okay. For Uncut. D1 training will open at 192nd and Grand Avenue Monday. The group fitness facility employs a sports science-backed training regimen led by certified trainers. Founded in 2001 by former NFL player Will Bartholomew and based in Nashville, D1 Training began franchising in 2017. The brand has more than 85 locations with 200 additional ones under development. So that's an uncut bonus that no one on the terrestrial radio got to hear.
Do you guys want to do the wave for the Uncut?
Yeah, you ready? You want to start?
Okay, hold on. Okay, wait.
You start it.
Okay,
I start?
wait. No, wait.
All right,
Okay,
ready?
you're good.
3, 2, 1. Ah!
Woo! One more.
Oh! You didn't make a noise. You gotta make a noise.
No,
of wave.
let's
Ready?
go with Jeff.
3, 2, 1. Oh! You're too quick. All right, this time we're gonna get it right. Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Yeah! Did you say moo?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.